So a while back, I did a video on the engine that I built for my Duster. It's a 2000-ish Dodge 5.9 Magnum stock bottom end with aluminum LA heads and Mopar LA top end, and it's pushrod oiled with the adjustable rockers from Comp. And I got a lot of interest in those videos, but I also got a lot of questions and comments about thinking that maybe it's not going to last very long. I drove it for about, I'm going to say maybe 5,000 kilometers last year, and at least 30 quarter mile passes. And when I run the car, it's pretty much always shift out of first at 6, shift out of second at 6, and cross the stripe at about 6,000 RPM as well. So that's kind of the wear on it. And I'm just going to pop the valve covers off, pop the rockers off, have a look at the push rods, and we'll see what we got. Sounds like something that might be interesting to you. Stick around. Now to recap, or for anybody that didn't happen to see the other videos, what I got here, it's a 74 Plymouth Duster, the 5.9 Magnum, A500 overdrive automatic, 430 rear gear. The engine though, it's like I mentioned, it's a stock Magnum bottom end, just refreshed with new rings and bearings. I opened up the ring gap in case I decide to put a little silly spray on it or something like that. But other than that, the bottom end is stone stock. It's got a decent comp cam in it and factory replacement roller lifters with the factory little dog bones that hold the lifters and a little spider deal over top of that. It runs stock Magnum hollow push rods to a set of comp roller rockers, and the heads are they're an aluminum Speedmaster CNC ported 202 intake 160 exhaust. I'm really actually quite happy with the combo. I wasn't able to get it sorted out as well as I wanted to last year, but I guess I got a best 1336 at 104 mile an hour. So I was pretty happy with that. And, this year I'll be putting a different converter in it and doing a little more tuning. And ideally I'm going to get somewhere well into the 12s with it before I'm done. But anyway, the big thing is I want to tear apart the top end, I guess, if you will. Just pop the valve covers off, have a look at the rockers and the push rods just to see how things go there, because this is put together not the way it's supposed to be. I mean, the LA heads are supposed to be oiled through the rocker shafts, but this block doesn't have provisions to oil that way. So the stock Magnum lifters and the stock hollow push rods oiling up to these comp roller rockers that, I mean, most roller rockers would do it. You're just basically oiling it backwards instead of the oil coming from the rocker to the push rod. It comes from the push rod to the rocker. The oil don't know and doesn't care which way it's going. So we're going to tear this apart and either prove or disprove my theory. So here we go. Let's get this thing ripped open. So there it is in all her glory. Looks good for sure if you don't look at it, but let's dig in and see what we can find once we take it apart. So there are my push rods. Everything looks pretty much mint as far as they go. I'm not sure how good this will show up in the camera, but I mean, shit, everything looks good. Everything looks good from here. let's have a look at those rockers and see how they look. Now these were used rockers before, and to be perfectly honest with you, they look identical to the way they did when I put them in there. There's no, I don't see any issues on the rollers. I don't see any issues in the cups. I believe by the looks of this is working 100% perfectly from an oiling standpoint. Now here's something that I'm glad I noticed before something catastrophic happened. I've got a little bit of rubby going down on in the push rods where they go through the head. Now looks like all my push rods are like this, so I'm gonna pretend that all the metal that might have rubbed into there got down into the bottom and didn't cause any damage, because I still got good oil pressure and whatnot. But I have to find a way to clearance those freaking holes such that this isn't going to happen anymore. I cannot believe I didn't notice this when I was putting this shit together. But you know what? It's not insurmountable. I have no idea how much more or less issue. Probably would be less issue with stock heads, because I think they got a little bit more room around the push rods. But these are the Speedmaster heads, which are kind of a Edelbrock copy, and I'm definitely going to have to do something to clearance those holes for this. So the other side looks about the same. Really happy with the plan. Really happy with the oiling. I mean, it's doing its job. Everything's 100%. There's no wear on anything other than the sides of those push rods, but that's got nothing to do with this. Basically, that's something that I should have checked. You know, aftermarket heads, stock block. I'd look at a pair of factory heads that I've got here, and I'm sure it wouldn't have done it. If you put it just a set of stock iron LA heads on there, you wouldn't have had this problem. There would have been pails of room. So it's just one of them things. This is the first set of aluminum heads I've really had anything to do with, and you live, you learn. You know what? No big deal. I've got a spare set of stock Magnum push rods here. They'll be going back in. Big thing is I've got to upsize those holes a little bit, and I had to figure out a way to do it with minimal disassembly of the engine. That's my thing. I'll definitely going to take the intake off. I'm hoping I'm not going to have to take the heads off, because that'd be a real bitch, especially like in the car. I did it once before, and it's not a lot of fun. But you know what? If that's what has to happen, that's what has to happen. We'll figure it out. Anyway, as far as LA heads on a Mopar Magnum block, I 100% say we had a success there. This is something that I would do again. The Magnum blocks are so much easier to get a hold of, but aftermarket support as far as heads, intakes, and stuff like that, it's just not there. The Magnum with the roller cam possibilities and everything is just absolutely the way to go. And if you can run LA type heads, intake, blah, 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 it just opens up a whole new world of possibilities for you as far as these small block Mopars go. So that part's really good. I think what I'm going to do, I've kind of done this all in a whole bunch of different chopped up videos, and I'm going to post this one just because I know a couple of fellas were paying attention and watching and were interested in the results. But I'm just going to put together all the videos into one just to get kind of all the truth in one spot. But appreciate you guys following along. If you like this kind of stuff, just think about subscribing to the channel. You get a bit of a notification whenever I post up some other load of crap that I'm doing out here in the shop. Hit the notification button. It's free. What the hell? Give it a try. Thanks for watching.